What's good, Commanders fans? Adam Peters ends the night with a splash with picking Luke McCaffrey. Of course, the connection with his brother Christian McCaffrey with the 49ers, so it makes some sense there. He did draft Brandon Coleman earlier in the third round. Some people were going back and forth whether he's a guard or a left tackle. Guard, I can't say it the way Jay Gruden says it. But I think they're going to have Brandon Coleman as playing as a left tackle. Brandon Coleman at a TCU. Played guard and left tackle, a lot of positional flex there. 6'4", 313 pounds. Had a really good raw score, ran a 4.9 40-yard dash, which is really good for a big fella like him. 34-inch vertical jump, that's pretty darn good for a big fella like that. So very, very, very athletic. Second team All Big 12 Conference, started 11 games. First 4 as a left guard, and then the final 7 games he started as a left tackle. And then the year before that, 2022, where he was honorable mention All Big 12 Conference, started all 15 games at left tackle. So he has a lot of left tackle experience. Played 2 years at Trinity Valley Community College, redshirted, then transferred to TCU. 2021, he had 8 starts, 1 at right guard, and then 7 at left guard. So a lot of positional flex there. I know the Ron Rivera word and whatnot. It's still in my mind because he said it so much, and it makes sense. Because, he's switching positions, flexibility and whatnot. So I do want to find his numbers here. I think he only gave like 1 sack, if that. I think he might have given up 0 sacks last year. I do have his numbers up here. And then I'm, of course, going to get to the sexy pick in Luke McCaffrey here. Brandon Coleman. The fastest 40-yard dash times for offensive lineman, Roger Garden was first. Brandon Coleman was 5th out of all the eligible offensive linemen this season. 0 sacks allowed in 2023 and 429 pass block snaps. So that's really darn good by Brandon Coleman. Brandon Coleman, 54 quarterback pressures allowed throughout his career. Only 3 sacks allowed in his whole career, 1,307 pass blocking snaps. And he showed some durability out there as well. Dan Brugler calls him a brawler. So I'll read the write-up for Brandon Coleman as well. The write-up is that he needs to improve his technical consistency, but his ease of movement, spatial awareness, and length are the building blocks that offensive line coaches covet. He has the traits to stay outside and tackle while offering positional flexibility at guard. That's by Dan Brugler as well. That buzzword, positional flex, they're used by Dane Brugler as well. So I think he's gonna be the left tackle. They're drafting him to be a left tackle. We'll see if he starts. It's really just gonna be him against Cornelius Lucas and Trent Scott, guys like that. So, maybe he's the day one starter. I do kind of wish we would have attacked the position been a little bit more aggressive. But Adam Peters tried to trade into the first. He tried to trade up into the first round, but he just couldn't make anything happen there. It was tough. And then, we traded back with the Eagles, and there were just guys that he just didn't like. I guess he didn't like Patrick Paul or Sam Atu at a BYU and some other guys like that. He wanted to accumulate more picks in the second round and go that route and get a corner and get a corner and a tight end. And Ben Sinnott, Jatavion Sanders was available for a while. Theo Johnson, guys like that. He could have got guys like that. I'm just being objective. I'm not saying it's a bad thing what he did. I'm just being objective, seeing some of the tight ends that were available. But I like Ben Sinnott. But like I said, I didn't like Ben Sinnott a lot more than like Theo Johnson, Jatavion Sanders, guys like that. I do think those guys were kind of really in the similar range. Kind of like the tackles, where everybody's like, oh, after the first round, the tackles are kind of all just, in that no man's land of kind of offensive tackles there. So, but I think Brandon Coleman's a good pickup for sure. I'm going to do some more research on him, but I think he's a good pickup, solid pickup in the third round. You get a good left tackle. Of course, protecting Jaden Daniels, a young rookie quarterback, I definitely would, want more of a sure thing there, but it is what it is at this point. So that's like the biggest question mark on this roster right now, really, is left tackle. Just, do we have a franchise left tackle? Do we have any consistency at the left tackle position? It's a big question mark. It still is after tonight, honestly. It really is. All right, so let's look at Luke McCaffrey. Brendan Rice was there, the wide receiver from USC. That was one of the guys that I really, really liked. So would I rather have had Brendan Rice? I like Brendan Rice, but I like Luke. I like Luke too, man. Luke is super athletic. Obviously, coming from an athletic family, his dad was an athlete as well. He played quarterback in Nebraska as well. So you got the athleticism there, you know, the arm strength and whatnot, showing that he can switch positions, switch from wide receiver. Switch from quarterback to wide receiver. I'm intrigued in some of his quarterback stats here in Nebraska. He ran the ball a couple times, 24 attempts for 166 yards and 1 touchdown. And his passing stats, he had 2 touchdowns and no picks. So he didn't really throw the ball. He only threw the ball 12 times in 2019. 48 for 76 as a passer in 2020. He was awful as a quarterback. 1 touchdown, 6 picks. So the touchdown interception ratio was really darn bad. So you can see why he transitioned to the wide receiver position. So he transferred from Nebraska to Rice, and then he played quarterback for 9 games. 31 for 62, 50% completion percentage, which is pretty darn bad, and then 2 touchdowns, 4 picks, which is pretty awful. They were like, hey, young man, I think you'd be better as a wide receiver. So he transitioned from quarterback to wide receiver. And then at Rice in 2022 as a receiver, 58 catches for 723 yards and 6 touchdowns. 13 touchdowns, man. This guy finds a way to get into the end zone, and he's versatile too. He offers positional flex. They gave him a couple of screens, jet sweeps, reverses, different things like that. They got to find a way to manufacture touches for him. And I was listening to a video, a scout talking about Luke McCaffrey, and they compared him to Curtis Samuel. You know, give him some rushing attempts, give him some jet sweeps, give him some screens, manufacture touches for this guy. Because when he runs like he's shot out of a cannon. He actually ran a faster 40-yard dash than his brother, Christian McCaffrey. One of the best offensive players, if not the best offensive player in the game last year, in the last couple of years for sure. Luke McCaffrey had 71 catches for 992 yards, 13 touchdowns. I want to say, where's the stat where his short shuttle, he had his 4.02 second short shuttle was the fastest for the wide receiver position. You know how many speed guys you got in this? Xavier Worthy, Troy Franklin from Oregon. You got some guys that can just fly, man. Adonai Mitchell is fast too. So you got a lot of speedsters in this draft, and he had the best short shuttle out of all the receivers in this draft, which is just incredible. 17 contested catches in 2023, man. He's got good hands. He's 6'1", 6'2", around that height. 2023 first team All AAC. Like I said, 60.7% contested catch rate, which was higher than Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors as well. So some good things from Luke McCaffrey. It's going to be so easy to say Christian McCaffrey. 13 receiving touchdowns, which was 6th among wide receivers in college as well. Let me see if there's some other stats here. 4.4 to 640, 9.44 relative athletic score as well. Second best wide receiver grade versus zone coverage per PFF. And mid-round still. He was projected to go in the 4th round. We had the last pick in the 2nd round, so about that range. The write-up is that Luke lacks the size of his father, former Pro Bowl receiver Ed McCaffrey, and the explosiveness of his brother, Offensive Player of the Year, Chris McCaffrey, but he catches with soft hands. Great focus and extreme toughness. He's very eccentric too and very expressive, man. He celebrates, talks trash, all kinds of stuff. He's got that dog in him for sure. So I like that. I do like that. And he wears number 10, kind of just like Curtis Samuel as well. So you do bring some height to the roster. Of course, you don't have a 6'3", 6'4" guy, like a big body guy, but this guy is a touchdown machine. He could be a red zone threat. So right now you have Terry Jahan and Luke McCaffrey, Zacchaeus, De'Ami Brownson on the roster. If he does make the roster, you got Mitchell Tinsley as well. So that will be the competition in the wide receiver room right there. So no trade for Brandon Ayuk. Kind of knew that was fool's gold. I did think it was somewhat of a realistic option when Jaden Daniels and Brandon Ayuk got on Instagram Live, but no trading for Brandon Ayuk. So I do want to see if they have like a snap count for Luke McCaffrey, like to see how many times he lined up in the slot, how many times did he line up outside, because they're calling him a big slot right now. Bryson Tremaine is on the roster still, but I want to see if they have like a snap count here of like where he lined up, because I know he was on the outside as well. But Yeah, the write-up on it, he struggles releasing against press. Movement is more one speed and less shifty. Lack of experience as a wide receiver. So, yeah, he's taking a swing here. He's taking a swing here in the third round. Let me see some other good write-ups here about him. Strengths, the former quarterback took a big step forward in his second season as a receiver. Accelerates into stop speed. He does get up very quick. That's why I say he runs like he's shot out of a cannon. When he gets the ball, he's going. Fearless into the teeth of the defense and excels at combat catches. Route running improved over the second half of 2023. Weaknesses had trouble releasing cleanly against serious press attempts. So that's something that they talk about Jahan Dotson struggling against as well. Movement is more one speed than sudden and shifty. Still needs work getting in and out of breaks more quickly. A strength is that he made jaw-dropping one-handed catches with coverage draped over him. Focus drops do not exist in his dojo. So it's good to hear. Good to see that. Good to see that. So, yeah, man, I'm intrigued. I like the pick. I like the pick of Luke McCaffrey. And we'll see who else is out there that we're going to get. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting another tight end. I want to see who else is available. But I'll make a video tomorrow morning about who else is available. Because I wouldn't mind getting another tight end. I wouldn't mind getting another corner. Peyton Wilson, did he get drafted? Because I know I fell asleep at one point. And there were some really good linebackers that were still available out there. The Steelers got him at pick 98. Gosh darn it. 2 picks before us. But it's not like we desperately need another linebacker because we actually addressed the linebacker position. But there's definitely still some talent out there that is available for sure. All right, you guys. You guys let me know what you guys think. Maybe another edge rusher or something like that in the 4th round. And then maybe a speedy change of pace back. I know we got Eckler, we got B-Rob, but just like a home run hitting back, like a J.D. McKissick, a la Chris Thompson kind of running back. I think we could take a look at that. Take a look at a guy like that in the 4th or the 5th round. All right, guys, Hail to Commanders. Peace.